Okay, so here's a bunch of pre-whale tail fine tuner Floyds. All right, so the one on the far left here, that's an FR 1000. The one in the middle, see there's no logo on that one. And then this one in the middle is a Fernandez FRT4V for vertical. Nice logo. And then here is a gold knockoff of, either one of them, depending on who you ask. So this one right here is probably the really coolest one because this is the first one, right? Some things to call out here. The saddles are skinnier than the other two. Even those little T-blocks in there are skinnier than the other two. Very interesting. The other thing to call out is that vertical rise there. When you're looking at it this way, there's hardly any movement. There's not much fine tuner range in these things at all. The fine tuner itself is shorter than the other two, considerably, I would say. Block's about the same size, nice big fat block. It's got an 11 millimeter jam nut right there. Check out if you can see it here. Yeah, there you go. See that milling mark right there? God, that's cool. Just a really, real cool piece. God, this is the only one I've ever even seen, much less held in my hands. One thing I like about it is that bar's definitely been massaged over the years. So this is an FRT4V, and of course these are a little more common. You can still find these in Japan and everything. And if you notice that the blocks in there, those are a little bit longer than the FR 1000 there on the left. Block dimensions are mostly the same, 11 millimeter jam nut. Fabulous tremolo. The fine tuners are longer, and so is that vertical rise. And I'll get into the numbers here in a second. Last one we got here is this little guy, which is the, I don't know, somebody said Gotha, might be a double eagle. Notice that the original saddle in here broke, and so there's a replacement, and I have the remains of the original saddle. This one has great big huge T-blocks in it, more than the others. It is a two-piece system, so much like the black ones that you see that are more common, and it's a gold one, first one I've ever seen. Not the most exciting block on it, sort of ho-hum. It's also a 10 millimeter jam nut. And then another thing, if you look at these all side by side here, this one has a really long tremolo arm. It's pretty crazy. Now, as far as like guts and everything like that, what we're looking at here is that, width-wise of the entire unit, so we're talking about from side to side, they're all about the same, and the length is basically this measurement right here, and this one is the smallest, and this one is the biggest, and this one is in the middle. So you can see that right there. So we've got shoulder, the length measurement. The shoulder length is just this measurement right here, and they're all fairly consistent. The jam nuts, of course, like I said, 11, 11, and 10. The blocks, there's the measurements for those. They're pretty similar for the first two, and then the last one, like I said, is kind of tall and skinny. They're all about the same height, but one's just really skinny. Saddle width, the FRT4V and the knockoff are about the same, but look, the FR 1000, it has a 9.82 millimeter measurement on those little teeny saddles. They are definitely smaller. As is the fine tuner length on the FR 1000, 8.41 versus 11.03 on an FRT4 and 11.89 on the knockoff. And then here's another interesting difference, 14.69 vertical rise. So I'm talking about this, the length from the top of this to the bottom of the base. Okay, it's only 14.69 millimeters on the original, the FR 1000. It jumps up to 17.29 on the FRT4V, and then it also the gold one, the knockoff, very similar. And really what that equates to is you have more range in your fine tuner, which is really cool. Bars, they are all 6 millimeter bars. And I guess the only other thing I would call out here is this is the original handmade nut. I believe it's brass, and it's been dipped or chromium or something. I don't know. But anyways, those are tight fits in there. Look at those humpback saddles. Oh! And then that machine marks on the bottom there. And then, of course, right here on the back, got some machine marks here. Really cool stuff. Lastly, as we take a look, this is Just a fabulous unit. You know, what a piece of history. And, you know, it's got all that stuff, you know. It's got T-blocks. The first fine tuners that ever came out, you know, on a Floyd Rose that Eddie Van Halen poo-pooed. Man, they get in my way. I have to glue them. This is what he was talking about right here. But these tremolos work great. And I am probably never going to install this one on a guitar because it's the only one that I have. And there they are.